Well, MK, you and I have talked about this on my podcast, and we'll put a link here with this video to those episodes. But we're talking about giving our power away, and this is something that's a highly personal topic to you, isn't it?
It is. I was extremely successful, Dave, in my exterior world. And when I realized in the shelter for domestic violence that I had given my power away so dramatically in my personal world, it was shocking, to say the least. And what was almost equally as shocking was once I got out and started on my own recovery journey, that domestic violence had nothing to do with it. That people were anxious to learn how to stop giving their power away. But the first step, of course, was realizing they were giving their power away, was a piece that most people didn't have. And I think it's kind of akin to a car leaking oil. If you're not looking under the car or looking for spots, you really don't realize it until it gets pretty drastic. So helping people be more sensitive to when they're giving their power away so that they can turn it around has been a big part of this concept for me.
So let's talk for a minute what that looks like. How do we recognize that we're giving our power away? What are some warning signs, those oil spots we look for?
Wonderful. And it's just all internal. For some of us, it's a tightness in our chest. For some of us, it's discomfort in our stomach area, in the back of our shoulders. All of a sudden, that tension to say, whoa, now I feel I need to protect myself from something. Well, why? You're an incredibly powerful being, so why would you ever need to protect yourself? Certainly we don't live in a world of lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. So, well, of course, I live in Kansas, so I sort of do, but we're not in any danger, really. So the danger's all here, and when we can catch the thoughts, there's always a story we make up. Oh my gosh, they did that to me because they don't respect me, which 99% of the time has nothing to do with why they really did it. They were doing it to protect themselves. So when we can catch, first of all, the tension, and then all of a sudden look to the story that we just made up about it and say, okay, am I giving my power away to this story right now? Because I'm not in any danger. There's nothing really going on here. When we allow people to look us up and down and go, oh, honey, really? That was the best you could do out of your closet today, really? That's less about our outfit than it is about their mood that day. So we love to teach both students in schools and business people across the country about the power pyramid. And I say that it's a pyramid because when we're at the top of our power pyramid and we're 95% into our power, then what goes around comes around really quickly and good things happen so fast. People go, oh, you're so lucky. But when we're down at the bottom of the power pyramid, thank heavens things come around slower, everything shows up slower, and all of a sudden at only 5% powerful, or as we say, when 5% of our thoughts feel good, then we're basically powerless. We're not really powerless, but we feel powerless, and that, of course, is the worst feeling on the planet.
So when we give our power away, we end up kind of living our lives in a reactive mode, don't we?
Absolutely, absolutely. And giving our power away, I mean, when you start your day, it can be as simple as stepping on the scales. It can be that car that got a little close to you as they were passing you on the highway. It can be the phone call or the email you didn't get from someone. And again, you can, once you get sensitive to it, and it took me, I'd have to say right after I got out of the shelter, it probably took me a few months to really start listening to the little sensations that I got that said, ooh, that was a power hit. Okay. Deep breath. How can I get that back? We'll talk about how we can get it back in just a minute. But noticing how many times I felt disrespected about things that had nothing to do with me, or giving my power away to, again, the weather or the sale that I didn't make to that last client, or whatever it is, just feeling less about ourselves, feeling less than powerful, less than the perfection I believe that we all are.
So give me one quick tip that we can, and the folks that are watching this video can put into practice. If I'm down closer to that 5% power level, and I want to get up closer to the 95% power level, is there something we can kind of put into practice today to do that?
Absolutely, Dave. Thank you. So the first step of that is noticing. So we're never sitting still in the power pyramid. Every single event in your life, like right now, this being here with Dave, is taking me up the power pyramid, right? Feels good, it's fun. Thank you for helping me get the message of 8 to great out to the world. And so at any moment, it's first of all noticing, okay, which direction is this taking me? And sometimes it means noticing relationships that tend to be one direction or the other, and making some changes, not necessarily ending a relationship, but confronting some things about that relationship. So the simple, and I love that about your show, the simplest formula I can give people is very specific. Something you're grateful for about you. Now, I've been teaching people to start every day with 3 gratitudes for 25 years. 3 new gratitudes, no repeats. It's a great skill. But when you are really wanting to put it in its maximum power, gratitude about yourself, we find, is so much more powerful than gratitude about other things. How can I appreciate myself? Because that self-love, that self-worth is when we're giving our power away. Now, here's the catch. It can't be fake. It can't be, oh, I'm beautiful today, when we don't feel beautiful. I'm a great salesperson when we just lost a big sale.
So it's not a fake it till you make it kind of thing, right?
No, not in this case. So what we say is gratitude smaller or believe bigger. In other words, it can be as simple as, I'm so grateful that I have this beautiful Christmas cactus in my home and I can get it to blossom. In other words, looking around for those simple things, and it may sound, oh, okay, that could make a difference. Until you try it, you probably won't believe that it does. But that is probably my most powerful tip for our viewers and listeners today, which is simply taking that one thing. Okay, what can I take a deep breath? I'm grateful that I know to take a deep breath when I start to give my power away. I'm grateful that I know to listen to Dave Kirby because he always helps me feel better. Just little things like that.
Oh, this is wonderful, MK. Thank you for sharing this truth with us. We're going to have a copy, a link to the copy of your book here in the newsletter, and also would encourage people to go and listen to our podcast we did with each other. We'll have links to those as well. Thank you for being with us here in the Simple Things newsletter.
Thanks, Dave. Grateful for you.